to stay in control of your emotions, it's a rarity to see.
All right, Brawl Nation, make some noise for the last time we're getting in the game. It's a best-of-5 grand final between EMEA's Humble and APAC's Crazy Raccoon.
Gems will be sitting in the mid for a while until the control is there, and Tampo's already got a nice foothold of this right-hand side. There's two good placements from Boss for Smur over to that right-hand side. Tensai low here, Semantic getting some good spray damage and a nice fat splatter gadgets as well. Keeps him low, 300 HP, but Semantic's gonna burn down in the meanwhile.
Okay, both side laners there, the Otis and the Amber respectively, using some area of effect to try and take control, but Tensai comes up. That's not the lane he's supposed to win here, but he's looking pretty scary. Tapped down, able to walk away and somehow goes 1-for-1 there. That is absurd.
It's unusual to see a Gene on the lane side as well as on this map. Normally the Gene takes the mid role, but it's going to give Humble some options. Shatampo will find then Luki on that right-hand side and gets the pickup. Meanwhile, our gems are quite evenly split. 5 for Crazy Raccoon, 4 for Humble, and now 6 into the pockets as Shatampo moves into a more aggressive place on that right-hand side, but a magic hand going to nowhere. You gotta land those, you don't get many in the game.
No, it's going to take Luki a while to build up another one, and the gem carrier is down. Luki, of course, can scoop these up quite happily, but Boss is that dedicated mid-tier. Semantic loses out, getting it against Tensai. Two-time world champion, really showing what he's made of here. And Boss is barely clinging on. That penny turret also providing a virtual 4th player here for Crazy Raccoon. It's too much pressure.
Boss walking forwards, and there was going to be obviously a takedown there. You've got to be a bit more reserved with your positioning power. All 3 members of Crazy Raccoon just sitting back full HP. They're waiting for the Humble push, and it's taking a time to get there, but with no utility, no pull for Luki. I don't really kind of see what they can do here realistically. The match is over, and it goes to Crazy Raccoon. A slow and sluggish start here for Humble.
A critical error for Luki. He lets a magic hand go, aimed at nothing in particular. Doesn't have it available to try and put pressure on Crazy Raccoon's gem carrier. That is a slow start from Humble.
Let's see how they fare this time around. Going in, and Semantic taking that right-hand side. Now going to try his luck with Shatampo, moving Luki into the mid with a Gene and placing Boss with that squeak on the left-hand side. I like these adaptations. They're quite smart, and already you can see how Tensai's forced back. Shatampo lower as well, as a result of being unable to juke as many shots. The pinch between Luki and Boss is good. Now that left-hand side is cleared up.
Great pressure. We've had a complete lane assignment. Luki is now the gem carrier. And Boss has been quite a nuisance here for the Amber of Tensai to deal with. Meanwhile, Semantic, it's a tough battle up against the Pearl, but Otis, one of the few brawlers that can really do it, especially when that super is available. Tensai again, eating a lot of this AoE damage. Super thrown out there by Boss. He does get some purchase, and again, the Amber drops.
Shatampo lurking as Semantic is healing. On that right-hand side, good gadget as well, and Semantic surely here gonna burn down. He's gonna place a lot of pressure onto Luki, splashing the magic hand, but realistically, he can't even think about using it yet. He needs support. Boss going in on Shatampo, that left-hand side, gets Tensai eradicated. Shatampo low now, grouping up with Moya. This magic hand needs to have the support of his teammates on the side of Humble. And if Moya is going to be seeing it coming, he's going to place a Salty Barrel for sure.
Yeah, Moya down. Oh, the head! Salty Barrel comes down though. Moya's had to use that gadget, but it gets him out alive. Luki needs at least a 2 versus 1 after he lands a hook to guarantee the gem steal.
Luki now trying to earn it back. So much oil on the map on this left-hand side. Boss is really restricted as where he can go. Luki's going to be cautious there, just evading it. These magic puffs healing will be quite crucial. Hypercharge for Boss going in. Moya's in trouble! The gems are down and Shatampo is low! He's eradicated! Humble, collect all the goods! And get on that countdown, running back into the spawn! It's going to require a big reset here from Crazy Raccoon.
That is huge from Boss. He and Semantic can simply stand forward here and block passage for the rest of Crazy Raccoon. Humble, with the adaptation, with the lane switch, have gotten themselves a game in this first set.
Great stuff from Humble. You've got to hand it to them. They were not in that first game, not mentally, not on the map, and the adaptations worked out beautifully. Now the question is, Crazy Raccoon know what's coming. So how are they going to fare this time around in what is one game apiece?
So they keep this lane assignment for Tensai. Now he needs to retool his mindset to deal with this very annoying squeak. And does Moya get swapped out to the right side? Salty Barrel used already. Semantic starting to become a little bit of a bully on the right side, but Shitapo surges forth at just the right moment. But no gems have yet been picked up by Crazy Raccoon. Luki has 4 to his name.
Boss doing great work on his left-hand side, but now the pinch is there between Moya
What
and
damage!
Tensai. Cleared up so immediately there. 4 gems for Humble, though they're playing a much better job in that mid-roll. Semantic and Luki hunkering down, the mute available there for Semantic also. And if he placed it at just the right time, even if Pearl is going to go down so swiftly as Boss tapping that left-hand side, can now move forwards. He's got super to hand as well.
Mute connects, Shitapo under pressure. Semantic can 1v1 anybody with that super connecting. Oi, okay, Magic Hand gets the turret. They can now at least clear that out of the way. But Moya will have super available against soon. Semantic all ships in the night. They run into each other, and he hit the mute somehow. Here's a countdown for Humble, and Crazy Raccoon are penniless.
How did Semantic manage to land that as opposed to the barrel? Nonetheless, Humble have got the lead, running back to the spot, but the gems are dropped. It'll be a reset. They're going to play it slow and patient. They get the gems back. The time is ticking away now, and Crazy Raccoon are getting some momentum.
Tensai just gets brought down by some of that squeak damage. Another hand to catch the turret that might actually be intentional, believe it or not. Shitapo moves up, hits that super. Luki goes down. 2 seconds left, and Humble keeps Semantic alive. Get down, Mr. President.
Humble just seems to have versus SK Gaming in Brawl Ball into Hot Zone versus Crazy Raccoon. I feel like we are going to be in for a massive treat.
Set number 2 will be Hot Zone, and Humble walk in with a 1-0 scoreline. Let's see how they navigate this. With the Frank up against the Gale, and Semantic already cops an absolute beating.
Low HP, forced back. Luki already has super, though. He's been doing work. A nice phase shift there from Tensai to evade certain peril. As now, Crazy Raccoon starts to push forwards. A nice one from the left-hand side from Tampo. Semantic low on 180 HP. He's going to come back a little bit. But Humble have done a good job of staying on that zone early on.
But Moya's able to move up on that left side. That's when Larry and Laurie gets really annoying on this map, when his team has control. Boss, gadget pop there. Doesn't actually have power shield in this particular game. Just wants to try and bank shots off those walls if he can. He's pretty healthy. And of course, with super up, has that invulnerability frame. Luki's done a great job keeping him topped up. Semantic has super here. He can start to break open the map, deny Moya's safe positioning. And there it is. Break it on open. Semantic now leaves Boss to get that capture percentage.
Hypercharge for Tensai and a nice takedown there. And Boss straight onto the zone. It's a team wipe. And Crazy Raccoon now can get hunkered down. It's going to be a very tough thing to push into a Gale with super as well. And Humble know it. They're going to recollect themselves very quickly and start to whittle down Crazy Raccoon gradually along the way.
You've got to avoid the spawn camp. Peter, he gets a throw out, and you're dealing with a Gale super. Semantic suffers that. It's a hypercharge, in fact, so it comes in twice, and he cycles it a second time. That is terrifying. Boss still able to step up and fight. Great catch on Tensai. You almost had to, I tell you. Shitapo is low. He's had to be firing this whole time. And there comes a hypercharge super from Semantic. Gets him the 1. The Crazy Raccoon already have a distinct lead now.
Boss pushing through with the help of Luki there with the huge heals out of there, but it's not even enough. A beautiful super there from Shitapo, and now Humble are already stumbling out of control. 84% for Crazy Raccoon, and now another takedown. They're firming him. There's only 10% remaining.
Yeah, the lorry's a problem here. Humble have to deal with that. Boss takes far too much damage on the approach. And Crazy Raccoon bounce back from a slow start.
A solid game under pressure. As Crazy Raccoon start to dig deep. A great comp, one that I feel could very much win this set. But Humble have shown us already today against this very team. They have got adaptations up their sleeve. Well, now they need to start to bring that in to Hot Zone.
Semantic opted to bring a Frank here to a Gale composition. We have to wonder if he's regretting that at all right now. Super up for Semantic. Humble have gotten to 20% capture percentage to Crazy Raccoon's 8. A good lead.
Crazy Raccoon now pushing the speed coming through, but they are falling behind. 37 now, 40% for Humble. And Crazy Raccoon haven't had a single look and pushed back deep into the spawn side now. They've got to regroup. They've got to find themselves yet again and going back to the first game as Humble playing this far better than before.
Yeah, Shitampo needs to build some supers. He cycled them well last time, but Boss wins his fight on the right. Shitampo gets behind them, but he's stunned up by Semantic Super. And this is a massive lead now for Humble.
It's just, again, it's a night and day difference. I mean, Humble come in, they lose the game, but then they come back like this.
Lord.
8% is all that is there for Crazy Raccoon. They've got a really talented entire game behind. They just can't do it. Humble are on the zone, 100 to 8. Crazy.
Moya just gadgeted into a Frank hit. He needed the healing, I get it. But he dashes in the direction of Laurie and puts himself in the line of fire.
Can Humble do it again? That's the question.
Mate.
It was a tough first game. I was surprised they were even to make that one look so convincing. They got that early control. And I think that's what it comes down to here. Semantic already tanking like 4 shots there from that Larry and Laurie. It's gonna need more than just a couple of hills there from Lukey. Boss in the zone now, popping gadget. Does need, again, that support of Lukey, who's just doing his best to be everywhere in this game.
Much better early pressure here for Crazy Raccoon. Semantic can't play forward right now. Boss, though, wants to try and overwhelm. This is a lane switch here for Crazy Raccoon. The Moya eventually capitulates. The pressure from Lukey from mid was too much, and
Nice
Semantic brings down the Laurie. Boss has been out of his mind on this right side of the map, and Tensai's lucky to be alive after that shot came in. 42% to 9.
What's going on? The aggressive again. He's gonna be cautious to not feed too much in there to Shitampo. As then Tensai comes in, lovely face shift, but Boss is still there. He is that rock. Semantic playing ring around the rosy there with Moya on the left-hand side. Laurie going over the fence and does find a kill. But again, Boss is there. 528 HP, but he's still locked in.
How's he alive? Lukey tops him back up, but Humble had to get off of the point for a time. But Semantic's back, and he means business. Tensai face shifts forward, but Boss is able to bring him down. Hypercharge available for 2 Humble players, and Crazy Raccoon are about to run into the wood chipper.
How can you push into 2 hypercharges? Semantic going straight into the eye of the storm. Gets the stun there on Laurie, and Lukey can sit back and relax. Shitampo's going to come in with a lovely super perk. Is it going to be realistically enough? There's only 2% remaining. Boss coming back in now, trying to get that super, trying to get on the zone, and Humble do it. They get the set and place Crazy Raccoon into a perilous position. Semantic there saying, just one more. Bouncing shots will go between the two. Without the plugged-in star power, we'll see what that 8-bit is bringing to the table. If that's not the case, then it could be even more challenging to avoid feeding into that Jesse.
Okay, it's going to be cheat cartridge here. For this 8-bit, plugged in, also taken as the star power arc. Let's see how these lanes pan out. Shitampo getting kind of pummeled there by Boss. Gotta respect the 8-bit, and there's the damage booster deployed.
Tensai forced back. And now it's the heal, but Boss comes in, and look at that! Tapping up so strongly in that right-hand side.
Damage?
Beautiful mark there from Lukey. The team play is unreal. And as quickly as that, Humble on the safe.
This is it. The set that Humble need to take to hold the belt aloft. Crazy Raccoon have decent mid-control if they can get there, but they've got to start to win some of these poke battles. Boss is down here. Shitampo's fun has made his way through finally. Now threatens the safe. Moya has an eco up, but it's spaced back from the Lawless. We need to get quite close to get both shooting at that safe. Big damage here for Crazy Raccoon. And now they'll get ahead.
A lovely lineup there for Semantic to really line up the turret and some extra damage on that left-hand side. It made for a good defense, but it has pushed Crazy Raccoon into a small lead. Shitampo forcing that left-hand side, but a nice mark hypercharge there from Lukey, and Semantic staying firm in position, looking to try to earn that hypercharge, of course. If he gets down to the safe, it'll be devastating. Tensai has hits. That's a huge concern for Humble. I think he'll be so cautious now on defense.
But this is what we talked about. Set up shop in mid-arc and be immovable. Crazy Raccoon haven't been able to unseat Humble from this part of the map. Boss is able to fall back. Semantic helps him bring Shitampo down. Crazy Raccoon to 51% on their safe. Tensai's got to dodge a whole lot of these shots. Lukey does fall, but here's some free damage for Semantic.
Goes in, uses it onto Moya. Not the greatest of connections, let's be honest, but enough damage to give themselves a little bit of a cushioning as we approach the 30-second mark, and Lukey is staying so strong on his left-hand side, bouncing his time between that mid, but Shitampo now lurking forwards, marked up immediately. The accuracy of Humble is great, but now CL can collect themselves and go in for a push.
Playing around that damage booster now. Boss obviously wants to make sure he benefits from speed, and we're switching into a defensive stance here for Humble. They want to try and pressure Crazy Raccoon down before they think to come forward. Mark on Shitampo, 10 side over the star power. Scrappy's hitting hard, 49%. It's getting low. Moya in a press. There it is.
Semantic!
3 seconds.
He's got it, Marty!
Gets Humble around. The solo mission onto the safe with the Colette Super. And Humble are 1 game away.
The crowd is electric. Coming into this set, Semantic said 1 more set. And now it's 1 more game to take home the gold. Already a swift eradication of Tensai there as Shitampo and Moya left all alone. And these marks from Luki, we gotta talk about them. They're landing every single time on that Kenji, time and time again. And that is a thorn in the side of Crazy Raccoon.
Have we ever seen a debut from a rookie on the world stage like this? He has been incredible over the course of the weekend. Semantic though, it's a whiff off that super. Still shielded up and up. Moya definitely has to respect this. Has to watch out for the bouncing damage from Luki. Tensai struggling against the 8-bit. Takes the tap and Boss finishes the job. Shitampo also quite low here. Luki playing from inside that damage booster means the Bell is a legitimate threat. Another ego that's going to be short-lived as Moya has to throw them so far away from himself.
It's just a matter of time before Boss will pick him up. Semantic as well, turret into the mid for Tensai. You need to be saving that ready for the safe. Semantic now just going to use that onto the 3 shots that he's able to obtain. Gets the 10%, gives Humble a small lead.
It's a narrow one, 6% here. Crazy Raccoon starting to posture towards Humble's safe. Boss is down, Moya's a problem here. Has another super available, so the damage output will be dastardly. Semantic just wants to play around the wall here. Boss back off respawn, but the Kenji in the left is a problem.
Tensai has got hypercharge as well, but Luki finds it.
He's
Gets
down.
the follow-up as well. The taps are on point, and now Boss coming forwards there. Not going to be popping Gadget just yet. Wants to reserve it slightly.
They're ignoring
Remember,
him.
Shitampo is on the safe. He is marked up, and he is getting consistent damage in for Crazy Raccoon.
Crazy Raccoon are ahead now. The Kenji gets to have his way with the safe and brings Luki down. Humble have got to respond. Super there from Semantic onto the safe for Crazy Raccoon. A slim lead here for Humble. Luki has a second bite at the apple. Still trying to get this Kenji out of the way. It's even at 67 apiece.
A nice takedown there from Boss, and he kept his own life in the process. Not an easy thing to do there, as Semantic was low himself and couldn't necessarily tank. Good taps to the left-hand side. Moya low now, forcing out the ego, but the ego goes down so quickly. Great mark again from Luki, popping the hypercharge, and they secure the right side of Tensai.
Here we go.
Semantic going in, nice hypercharge and some great damage along the way. The time is ticking.
11 seconds left in the game. Shitampo has to go for a super to dodge his shot, but Boss is going to be there at Tensai with a hyper. No turret to use. Humble, 50%. Crazy Raccoon have fallen short. And here we have 3 Humble guys who just happened to be the best Brawl Stars team in the world.
Unbelievable! Such a phenomenal performance from Humble this year. Just unreal. The fist pumps and the respect. A wonderful performance. Staying modest keeps you grounded, but being victorious cements a legacy. As they approach the belt to lift it, and Humble are your Brawl Stars World Champions!